Now let me log in to mine. To log in, I give the same username that I gave to GSTR through the GST portal that we saw some time back, right? So the same place is your gst.gov.in where you go and look at your data currently. You just need to use the same username here, right? And when I click on next, what would happen is that the system KYC would make a request to the government portal and check whether there's API access or not. If the API access is available, then you would get a OTP. Now this OTP would be generated by the government portal, and you need to enter this OTP here. So since this is our own GST, now the request would have gone to my partner. Let me just wait for some time. He'll share this to me, and then I'll show you how do we interact with this. Okay, looks like I have my GST ID. Sorry, my OTP. So let me just, so first thing that I would have to do is confirm that I have enabled OTP access on the GST portal, which I just did. Then I go and enter my OTP that I have received, and then I click on validate. Right, great. Now, as soon as this gets validated, now when this validation happened, what has happened is that we have submitted the OTP that has been entered on the screen to the government portal. Government checks it back if it is the same OTP that was sent by them, and if yes, it sort of looks at this as a consent, right? And once that is done, it asks you to now upload your purchase register data. Right now, your purchase register data can be as such uploaded in any format, and the system would understand. But from a perspective of simplicity, there's another template that we have which can be used. Right. Again, Shashi and his team would get back to you in some time regarding with a template that you can use. Just give me a second here. Let me just close this poll. Yeah. Right. So you can see that the template is very simple here, right? You've got GST ID, name, return period, invoice number, invoice date, invoice value, tax rate, taxable value of IGST, CGST, SGST, and cess, right? You just need to populate this data that from your purchase register. And once you have populated that data, you just need to upload that in the system, right? So what I'll do is I'll just use this demo file that I have and upload this. So I just drag and drop this there, and I click on upload. Right now, there was some validation that was being run that was to check whether the data is understandable, whether the CSV uploaded is corrupt, or whether it's safe. Right. And what you see on your screen is the mapping screen. So when you use the product for the first time, or when you're using the feature for the first time, this would all be empty. So like I said, that you can use any template that you want, but in that case, you'll have to tell KYSS what column on your Excel on the CSV that you uploaded means what, right? So for example, we want a GSTIN. The column name for that could be GST ID in your case, or GST space number, or GST underscore number. It could be any way that you would want to configure it, right? So it would ask you for mapping, and you can then select all the columns over here that that was there as part of your Excel, and then select one of these two and start mapping. Now in our case, this is already mapped because I'm using this template for the second time, right? And the same thing would be for you as well. Once you have told the tool, what column name in your Excel or in your CSV maps to what kind of data, then the tool sort of remembers that and keeps it until the template changes from your side, right? Now, the other thing that you can do here is that you can select the period for recon, right? Whether it is a 3-month data that you want to reconciliate for, right? Whether it is 6 months data that you want to reconciliate from your purchase register perspective, right? Or 9 months or 12 months, right? For now, I could just do 3 months, right? And click on next. Right? This is the final screen asking me at this point of time, if I would want to, let's say, change this file, I could go ahead and change this file or edit this particular process, or just click on start recon. Now, as soon as I click on start recon, the report starts generating. Right now, it would take some time here because it's going to look at all of your GSTR2A data with your purchase register data, start mapping and look for perfect matches, look for partial or probable matches, and then put the data in a format that is easy for you to reconcile. So it's going to take some time there. What I'll do is that I'll just try and open one of the reports, existing reports, and um, we can then start looking from that perspective. Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, if you have any questions for me, please feel free to add them in the chat. Yeah. So let me just open this 7th September report. I'll click on summary here. Right now, I'm right now in my download center, the second tab that you saw. So just expand this and I'll show you. So when I go to download center, same place where I had my GST reports, if I go to recon reports and go to the existing report, and I see this data over here, right? Now, this summary data is telling me that there are 67.17 perfect matches. There are 0.15 probable match, and then there is 33% of what was uploaded, right, did not match at all, right? So for these 33%, the tool could not find any ways to map or any connection between these two. This could be because, you know, the data is either not present at all in one of these files. So let's say it is there in my purchase register, but my supplier hasn't filed, and that hence it was not there. Or it could be the other way around as well, where it is there in my GSTR 2A, but it has been missed out in my purchase register. It could be scenarios where, you know, a supplier has uh, 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 filed his GSTR 1 with your GST ID instead of, you know, a GST ID of your another branch, right? It could be for any of the reasons. Billing it against the head office, but GST given is a local GST. So a lot of these scenarios that happen, you know, could be caught here. What I'll do is I'll just go to view report. Now, when I go to view report, this is my recon workspace, right? So this is where I basically see what is the total input tax credit according to my IT register, purchase register, and what is it according to my GSTR 2A, right? It gives you certain data around when was this reconciliation done, what was the file, and for what months it was. So this was for the period of Feb to July. And then I can add some filters, and then you've got the workspace over here. So right in front of you, you can see, you know, cases where it did not match at all. And the reason for this did not match is this, right? Now, when I say my data, when KYC says my data, it means my data from my purchase register, right? Supplier data is the data from the GSTR 2A. So this particular invoice, right, with the invoice number 20-21/00169, this is there in my purchase register. This is there in the GSTR 2A, but is not there in my purchase register, right? And there's no score for this because we just couldn't find this map. The tool couldn't find this map, hence it just did not match. But then for scenarios like these, you can click on add invoice data, search for a particular invoice to see whether the tool has missed something, right? So let us say it is based on the algorithm that we have, it couldn't find, but there was an invoice number there. You could go ahead and map this manually, right? Or you could choose to ignore it, right? Let us say that you decide that, you know, this is something that is not mine at all, right? It was probably by mistake filed by the supplier, who's not my supplier at all, right? Or it could be that you don't know what this case is all about. So you can map this and add this to pending for review. You could also edit it and then add the data manually if you would like, right? See, anything that you do in this workspace, you know, the scope is just this particular workspace. So just because you added a purchase register entry here, that this is not going to, you know, send this data back to your purchase register, right? The scope of this is only for you to reconcile the data and to see what is your input tax credit that is eligible, and based on that claim that, right? Now, just like this, let me just look at the filters here. I would look at the match, right? Now, things that completely matched, right? So here, every single thing that you see over here was matched. Uh, you had the data here, you know, the invoice number, invoice date, tax rate, everything was a perfect match, and hence it is showing up here. Now, this again is something that you can ignore. Now, this is fine. I don't want it. This is all okay. I would just ignore this. Or let us say that I want to change some values here. I could go ahead and change the value by editing this, right? And there are certain other buttons that you see here: suppliers correct, keep my values. Let us look at those scenarios. for that, I will go to probable match, right? Now, this probable match, there's only one case that it is here. Like I said, this is basically a demo sort of a profile here. That's why you see one case for the demo that you see, and everything else matched, but the total invoice value did not match, right? So since it's only one parameter, rest everything is same. The chances that these two are the same invoices are high. So that's why we give a 95% confidence score, right? Here again, apart from the things that you have already looked at, that I already spoke about, you could just say supplier is correct if supplier's data is actually the right one, or keep my values where, I call up the supplier and I identify that, okay, there was a mistake from his side. So I've done all the investigation and I find that it is, um, I need to keep my data here, which is the correct one. I could click on that. Right? Or you could mark it pending for review as well, right? Now, see, the whole thing about, like I'd mentioned, that we wanted the flow of the product experience to be as straightforward and simple as possible. So pending for review is one of those cases where, you're not going to look at each of these and then, talk to somebody and find out what the issues are and come back and solve it here, right? Usually the case would be where you've identified 10 or 20 different problems in one shot, and then you come back and go and look for a solution, come back and update that here, right? That's the usual tendency of the way things work, right? And that is what you are trying to replicate here as well. You can mark things pending for review and just filter based on action all the line items that I have marked pending for review. I can click on this and get all of those, and once I have those, I could go ahead and one by one start knocking these out, right? My whole goal, like I said, is to maximize my input tax credit. Once I've done with all of these things, I can also search filter based on GST ID or supplier name or invoice number. And I can then download this. I can download this into an Excel file if I would want to do a further processing, or if I want to create some pivots out of it and stuff like that, or compare this data with my, last month's data or last period's data. You could download this into an Excel file, right? Now, this is the reconciliation report for you, right? Okay. So let me just see if there are any questions here. Okay. Sangha is saying that there is some issue that he's facing. Sangha, what I'll do is that I'll have one of my guys call you up, or one of my teammates call you up, and they will look at, what is the exact issue that you're facing. The invoice number, there could be ways the number are fed by suppliers and myself due to. Great. So, there's a message from Vaishali Saris, and it says in KYSS, there could be, if the supplier files quarterly. Okay, so this quarterly case is something that we are going to, we haven't, completed it in the product yet. Quarterly filing is not as such recognized, but from a perspective of reconciling, the dates and everything anyways have to match, right? So these are the dates that are there on the invoice. The values are also going to be the same, and tax rate and everything has to be the same. So from a reconciliation perspective, it would still work out. But yeah, from a filing perspective, the quarterly filer is currently not supported. We are working on this, and this will be available in our next release soon. All right, so let me just look at what features do you think, for what, based on whatever you saw right now, right? Or the high level features that we provide right now, if you just have to summarize, are tracking whether your supplier has filed your GST or not, sending out messages to them, communication to them, and then GST reconciliation, right? Now, are there any other features that you think would add a lot of value to you, right? What out of these features are, something that you think is done well, and something that requires more enhancement, right? So this is just to take your feedback, based on which you would improve the product further. So I'll just launch this poll, and do let me know on which one of these do you think that the product should concentrate on, or KYC should concentrate on. And if there's anything else other than this as well, feel free to add them in the chat. We can have a one-to-one conversation and see on how we can enable those for you guys. Yeah. So you should now be seeing a poll in front of you. I'll just wait for some time for the poll to be filled. Also, if it is too early for you to answer this, since it's the first time that you would be looking at KYC, that's fine too. Just put it on the chat, and we would reach out to you at the right time, and or reach out to the time that you think is right, and then we can take that discussion at that point of time. Yeah, I'll just wait for some time for the poll. So far, the way the poll has progressed, people are asking for multiple GST accounts within one registration. Great. So this is a feedback that is well taken. This is something that we are actively working on and would be available in a month's time or so. It's currently in development, where we would offer, you log in only once, but then you have multiple profiles there. You've got a view of a bird's eye view of all of your accounts in terms of, input tax rate mismatch and stuff like that. And you can get into any one profile and get to the details as well. So there's this, conversation on reconciliation between my purchase register and GSTR 2A versus GSTR 2B, right? Now, also, right now we do this with GSTR 2A, but we have found a lot of people who are saying GSTR 2B is the one which is more relevant here. So any thoughts on that you guys have, feel free to put in here as well. Okay. So let me just end this poll here. The poll says, okay, let me show the results. Wait. So it says 67% of you are saying that multiple GST accounts within one registration is something that would help a lot of you, to all of you guys. Great. So I'll like I said, we are already working on that, and I'll keep you guys posted on when that's coming live, and e-invoicing as well. Great. So this is quite rare, right? We usually don't get asked on e-invoicing. We had put it because we had seen some earlier traction from people around this, and would love to add that as well. Great. So let us connect one to one to sort of understand your scenario, and see on how we can solve the problems for you. Right. Great. Cool. So this is what I wanted to cover with the presentation today, guys. So if you have any questions now, you could put it in chat, or if otherwise, let's say that, any point of time you have a question, you could always reach out to me. You could reach out to any of our team members, and one of us would give you a call, just to understand your feedback as well, and how this walkthrough was. Since all of you are new to the product, I'm hoping that, post this, you would try the product once, and probably you'll hear back from us to get your feedback on what can be improved further. You guys know that this is the product that is offered for free, so you would be able to use this perpetually, right? And you feel free to use the product and let us know the feedback. Yeah, great. I hope the session was useful. Looking forward to more interactions with you guys. Thank you so much for your time.